But we have some big things happening right now, and I can't believe two of the videos that I've seen over the last 24 hours. One is unbelievable, makes me super, super bullish on a specific asset. The other one is really hard to watch, but if you are in the space, which you are if you're watching this, if you're in crypto, you should see it. I'm going to be playing all that for you. If you don't mind, hit subscribe, turn on that bell notification. There's a lot going on in the last few hours that I want to clue you in on. And we'll be back to a normal posting schedule in about 2 days. Traveling tomorrow, I'll have a better mic set up in a little bit too. So I apologize for that, but let's get into it. As you can see, crypto is moving a little bit, about 0.5%, not much really, when you consider the NASDAQ is moving about this or more than this every single day. And in general, there's not a ton of money flowing into crypto, and there's no question in my mind why that is. We'll talk about that in a second, but Michael Saylor continues to buy. They acquired another 5,445 Bitcoin for 147.3 million at an average price of about 27,000 per Bitcoin. Now they have 4.6 billion at an average price of 29,582. So it is nice to see Michael Saylor and MicroStrategy continue to buy. Usually we actually see a bit of a drop in the price of Bitcoin the day that they buy, but today we're not seeing that. Now, Morgan Stanley came out and said that treasuries should be bought up. They say investors should buy U.S. sovereign debt as markets may be too optimistic over the prospect of a soft landing for the economy. Now, this is coming from about 2 weeks ago, but I'm seeing this push through the markets more and more and more. People are looking at treasuries, and it does make sense. I mean, when you look at this, 2-year treasury will pay you 5.15%. Now, I've talked about this recently. This is not a good option for me because I am looking to build wealth for the long term. So I'm not trying to lock up my money for years. Getting 5%, I think there are much better opportunities in the market. Even just the S&P 500, I think, is a much better opportunity if you're looking long term. But I also understand that a lot of people do want that risk-free yield. Of course, there is always some risk on it, but unless you think that the U.S. isn't going to be able to pay their debts or that the civilization here in the U.S. is going to collapse, you pretty much are betting that they will pay this out. Now, this is a large reason why I think larger investors are and hedge funds are not buying as much in the market. They just turn to treasury notes. Now, can they stay this high forever? No. The Fed will have to lower rates at some point. They can't pay this kind of debt, paying 5% on treasury notes, and they have a lot of debt coming up here soon. So they're not going to be able to pay this forever. The U.S. looks like it may head into recession. It's kind of questionable right now, but the fact is that they will lower them at some point, and then these yields won't be paying you out much at all. We'll be back down to 2, 3, 4%, and you'll really be wishing you had bought stocks and crypto most likely. But at this point, the DXY continues to move up. Treasury yields continue to move up, which does take away from liquidity in the market. And that's just what we're seeing. The last 3 months, we've seen the US dollar index go up about 6%. We were touching down under 100. Now we're at 106 in 2 months. So that's not great. The other thing is, and there's a silver lining to this in a second, we continue to see more and more hacks. HTX, which just changed, I forgot what this was. It was Justin Sun's exchange. They just changed their name to HTX though, and they suffered a loss of 5,000 Ether, about $8 million. Now this isn't that much money, but there is some question whether HTX actually has the reserves that they say they have. They say they have like $300 million worth of ETH, I believe, and they actually have like 120 million that we can find on wallets. Just when we see hacks like this though from even massive exchanges, it looks bad for the space. It is not good for outsiders to see that, and we saw more than one hack. Maxon Network, a decentralized crypto network, has been hacked with 200 million confirmed stolen. We continue to see stuff like this happen all the time. It looks really bad for the space, and hopefully we can get it fixed. Now, one thing I will say is just because some exchange is hacked, let's say $200 million worth of Bitcoin stolen, it doesn't mean Bitcoin was hacked. Bitcoin continues Bitcoining no matter what. And when we see exchanges like this get hacked, or where people get hacked, that's really their own fault in a lot of ways. Now, let's move on to the videos that just blew my mind. This is the good video. This 25-second video is all you need to know that Tesla is not effing around, not just a car company. This is the new Tesla bot. And you can see it sorting different objects, moving them in and out of trays, adjusting in real time to someone moving them back, right? The robot puts it over there, he puts it right back, and the robot detects it again and puts it back. They're shifting these parts around, and they're able to go and figure out exactly where it is at the time that it needs to grab it, and does so with precision and doesn't break anything either. So it has an amount of delicacy that a lot of robots don't have. So this is really positive, I think, for Tesla in general. And while we didn't see Tesla move up too much today, we did see it move up a little bit. So when we see videos like this, I think it's one of those things where investors don't want to price in a lot of the time some of these like almost call option like plays, like the robot. They don't want to price that in. They don't want to price in FSD because those just seem incalculable, really, how much value that could add to Tesla. So they want to see that happen before they add that to the market cap, or they add that to, or people just put more money in. The thing is, when you look at how massive this could be, how massive the Tesla robot can make the addressable market, it blows the door off this $775 billion valuation. Now, of course, that's years away, but it is nice to see some progress pretty quickly, too. Now, on to the thing that's really hard to watch. BitBoy went to an ex-employee's house, someone they used to work with, where they're keeping his Lamborghini. And he brings a gun there, thinking, I don't even know, this was a live stream. And this is the part that's circulating around right now. Apparently he wanted to get his car back or something like that. He shows up, police get called. Let me play this for you. If you're in the space, you should watch this because this is one of the biggest crypto influencers. This is someone that changed millions of people's opinion on crypto for good or for bad, giving specific advice. So it's just important to remember, you need to make sure you do your own research because there are people like this that you think are completely fine mentally, and they're breaking down. Let's just watch this and then I'll talk about it a little bit more.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, do me a favor?
Yep.
Hey,
Hey, how's it going?
stop.
Oh,
Stop.
hey.
Stop.
Oh, stop. I couldn't
You
hear.
have a weapon on you.
No, I do not.
Okay.
I do not.
So,
I have one in my vehicle, but I do not have a weapon on me.
okay.
Okay.
Do me a favor. Take out your whatever. Okay.
I'm sorry, I reached too fast. I'm sorry. Sorry. Okay.
Put your phone down.
Okay.
Put the phone down.
Okay. I'll put the phone down. Okay.
Put the phone.
All right. Okay. All right. Okay. Put the phone down.
Put the fanny pack down.
Okay.
What's going on?
What's going on? This man inside of this house.
Actually, he's gonna check you real quick.
Absolutely.
Just a weapon.
I'm sorry. I have a. Okay. Okay. Yep. No weapons. No
Where in
weapons.
the car is your gun?
It's in the back seat.
Back seat?
Yep.
Is anybody else in the car?
Yes. It's in the car.
Who's in the car? Who?
What's that?
Who's in your car?
Who's in my car?
Yes.
Okay. Let's,
Who's in your car?
who's in my car?
Who's in your truck, sir?
Cassie is in my car. Cassie's in my
All
truck.
right, Cassie.
Cassie's in my truck. My wife knows that we're here, by the way. She knows we came to do this. But my wife is aware. So we're live on YouTube right now.
Okay.
We got about 2,500 people watching. So Cassie is a girl I had an affair with. She's involved in the situation with me and this guy here. My wife knows. We were just at my daughter's test.
So I will try to turn up the volume on that so you can hear it as good as you can. But that's hard to watch. So you can see police come up. He's not really paying attention. He's still talking to the camera, looking at the camera. He's live streaming. He's very flighty, or I'm not sure if flighty is the right word. He continues to repeat what they're saying like he's on something. I don't know, like he can't process, like he's just repeating back to them. And I get maybe your adrenaline's going. It's hard to focus and try to make things look good. He could have just ended the live stream with one button, I'm sure, or just turned his phone off. But instead, he puts on the ground like he wants to be in the video. He's got his Gucci handbag, which he was asking for donations a week ago. I don't know how this makes sense to him. I don't know why he thought this would be a good idea in general to get more views this way. I think this makes his case worse too. Apparently he just got arrested. So you can see that right here. Well, no, it was actually a different post. It should be under here. This person that posted this apparently found it in the arrest records that he was arrested from this. But when he was asked who's in the car with him, he didn't want to say it, but it was the person he had an affair with. He waits 20 seconds, maybe 10 to 15 seconds, to tell them who's actually in the car. And he is not coming clean with that. And then he says that he was, that his wife knows about this, but he's obviously trying to not say it on stream who's in the car with him. Again, the person they had the affair with. He's touching his pockets when he says he's got no weapons when they tell him to put his hands up. I mean, this, like I said, this is just hard to watch because it's someone that was so successful, helped some people, definitely, I think, helped himself more in some respects, but someone that has a lot of influence in the space and is flushing it down the drain, is flushing his brand on the drain and just can't handle himself, it seems like, anymore. Like, he doesn't have to do much in life to be able to have a very good life from here on out, at least financially, and hopefully help people too, and yet he is spiraling. Now, this is something else that just came out from Altcoin Daily.
Is the allegation against Ben and a guy or Ben and a...
He did a live stream with someone from the BitBoy Crypto channel, and apparently he's sexually assaulted a handful of men. I'll play this too for you.
Yeah. Is the allegation against Ben and a guy or Ben and a girl?
It's against Ben and multiple men.
And do you think you're not alleging that Ben is, like, why would he do that? Like, you're not alleging that he's gay. He's having an affair with a woman. So what is in your opinion?
I mean, you'll have to ask Ben that. I have no idea why he would be doing what he's doing. Like I said, there was a lot of employee abuse going on. Some of it sexual, some of it not. And I have no idea why anybody would be treating other people this way. I was shocked and appalled when I heard a lot of the statements. And
so obviously there's more than what we know at this point. It's just really sad. Hopefully everyone that got assaulted will be able to make it through, can process what happened and everything like that. And hopefully Ben can get out of his own way a little bit too. I hope nothing but the best for him. But obviously something has to change. And believe me, I've made mistakes myself. I think we all have. But this, like I said, spiraling very quickly. Now, overall though, I think the future is bright for crypto. You know, we talk about different influencers having problems. We talk about different cryptos, exchanges having problems. But in the long term, I think the crypto industry has a bright future. I think Bitcoin has a very bright future. And at this point, it's just kind of a waiting game. It's been a waiting game. But I think if you've made it this far into the cycle, if you've made it this far into the bear market, you can wait for the next couple months, maybe the next 6 months, something like that, until capital starts flying back into the system. I've talked with a lot of other influencers. So if you're feeling fatigue right now, believe me, it's not just you. We all are feeling it. It's been a long time since we've had up only, and it's hard to get through a bear market, right? When you feel like quitting, know that that's the time that you have to stick through. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.